Pilates. We're going to do a little bit more of a workout barefoot, just to get the ankles mobilising. It'll still fire up your thighs and its lower body, because we really are after trying to shift that backside a little bit more in these 21 days of our challenge, okay? So you might want to roll trousers up if you have got long ones. Mine are a little bit long today. You may prefer to have something softer under your feet than just the bare floor. Carpet will be fine. And this is just to try and get those ankles to work a bit. You might want to be near the wall if you find balance is a bit of an issue, okay? I will actually just roll up a little bit, just so you can see what my ankles are doing. But all you're going to do to start off with is literally lift your toes up and take them down. Lift them up and take them down. And you might find just doing that, there's a little bit of tension, a little bit of restriction. You could do these every day. It would really change how your feet work, how your ankles work, and that goes all the way up through the body, because everything has a reaction to a part becoming a bit more free, less restricted. So we'll just do a few of those, just trying to get those toes to lift. Again, it might be difficult. You might find you have to help your big toe a little bit if it's not functioning all that well. And then you're just going to let your weight shift. So you're going to sort of lean a bit to one side and then lean a bit to the other. Maybe take your feet slightly wider. And just get this idea of where your weight is through your feet, and then try and centre back into the middle. And then let the weight go back a little bit. You almost feel your toes coming off, and then let the weight go forward a little bit. Play around with where you feel comfortable. Find where is your sort of tipping point, your balancing point almost. Ideally, you don't want the weight all the way to the feet, the toes, you don't want them all the way to the heels, a bit in between, kind of about 60% front of the ankle, so right centred into that foot. So now we're going to use a little bit more, so we're going to try and just let the feet come up a bit deeper. So we are kind of letting the weight go back. Again, you might want that wall near you. So there's a little bit more of a rocking action happening now as I use my toes. So I'm just lifting, letting my weight shift a bit more, lifting up. And then I'm going to go the other way. I'm just going to start shifting my weight forward a little bit. So I'm just beginning to lift my heels off the mat. So this is quite gentle, but it's a very good start point to get the ankles and the feet to move and to mobilise. As I said, it's very good if you could do this every day. You know, if you get out, before you get out of bed, if you get stiffness in your ankles, do it as you're getting out of bed. And then you're going to try and go a little bit deeper. So it's trying to really roll through those feet, really using the ankle, using all those small muscles in your feet. There's masses of them that need to come to life. So again, notice where your weight shifts. Can you connect your big toe? Do you feel the spread of all the toes? You want to feel even from big toe to little toe, not heavy into the middle of your centre of the foot, centre of the big toe, or heavy onto the outside little toe. And just by doing that, you'll kind of feel your legs starting to fire up. Okay, a few more. It's quite nice. It generates a bit of warmth through your foot. You can wear socks by all means, but it's quite nice to get back to basics and to have your bare foot. Okay. So we can also just move out and in. So you might need to watch what kind of surface you're on, that you don't feel you're stuck. There's a little bit on the mat, it can be a bit sticky. So you just let those ankles move, which is moving, your hips are moving. So the hips are involved now. The knees are okay, they're following, a little wobble, following the alignment of our ankle and our hip. Okay, and then we might just take the feet a little bit wider and do that same thing, pulling the toes up. And maybe notice your bottom starts to squeeze a little bit on that action. It's interesting what your body does just by lifting your toes. And then we're going to, again, we'll roll up a bit and roll back down. Roll up a bit. So if you're new to working barefooted, this is a gentle way of just getting comfortable, getting used to it, seeing how your ankles react. We are going to do some more exercises that are a bit more intense, so I wouldn't do those until I feel really balanced as I was coming up, and I had no discomfort the next day or so having used my ankles a little bit more. So, you know, be careful, don't rush into everything, alright? So again, just mobilising through that ankle, letting those heels lift. It's quite a nice sensation. And then we can go a little bit wider, and we can take those heels to parallel and in. Parallel and in. So again, I'm moving in through my hip. That's changing there as well. And then I might stay parallel, giving myself a nice broad stance. And again, coming up and letting that weight shift back, picking the toes up. So just lifting and rolling. Again, got my wall there if I need it. You might want a chair there. You might want to look in front of a mirror. You might want to see what your feet are doing, so that you're not spending your whole time looking at the floor, because we don't want to do that the whole time. Okay, so we'll take it slightly wider, almost a second position in ballet type thing. Again, pull the toes up, see how it feels. Is it getting easier the more you do it? Are you more reliant on your thigh maybe working to pull those toes up? Do you feel the muscle coming from the big toe up the leg? It's just interesting, just seeing how your body is working, and maybe it isn't, and just imagine the potential of how good you're going to feel if you can get your foot to work better. And then we just go up the other way. Slightly more tricky, coming up in a bigger angle, because then you've got a little less stability than when you have your legs closer together. So again, just take it carefully. See how your ankles feel. Have the wall nearby. So I'm getting quite nice and warm through my ankles and my lower legs. So let's fire these legs up a little bit more. We've mobilised our feet just a little bit. Now you're just going to take one foot onto the ball of the foot, and all you're going to do is a little pulse for me. So we're sinking our bottom back, and we're just firing up through the thighs, and just got a bit of endurance going on. It's not heavy weight, because most of my weight is on this leg that's bent and taking the load. I can feel my bottom working. So I would pulse for, maybe have a little timer that says 10 seconds, or you could count it out for 20, and then we change it over. Okay? You'll feel things working. Your back is nice and long and strong. You're not arching it or flexing it. And we've just got a lot of load going on that leg that has the toes down. This one's a bit out of action, but at least we're getting a bit of movement into the foot. Okay, and then we'll do it for a shorter period. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. 6, 5, 4, 2. We could do it for 4, so we're trying to keep in one spot. 3, 2, 1. Again, moving my ankle a bit more. And 4, 2, and we could do 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, and you can feel your thighs working. So apart from mobilising your ankles, your legs are firing up lovely. 2 more. And then you could have it up and down. Up, you could have your arms out for less balance going on. Or you can have it on your knees as I had them. Just mobilising through those feet, and those thighs are really working nicely. So you can combine, not just ankles, thighs. 4 more. And 2, and 1, and then roll it back up. Just let your spine open out, shoulders. So we've done it there in parallel. We can be a little bit with the feet almost in what will be a first position. Okay, same thing, little pulses. Should be getting more outside, wide around the hip, and we're still working through those thighs, but using our ankles a bit more than we're used to. Then we'll change. This is a simple thing, but you'll be surprised how effective it is. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 1 again. And then we'll do 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Singles, up, up, up in that kind of semi-squat position, and boy do you feel those legs working, particularly having done the other stuff. That's it. And we'll have 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and then roll it through again. Give everything a little bit of a shake. Okay, so we're going to go into that wide stance now, a little bit more required from the bottom and those inner thighs. So pulsing you might want to do when it's both in the beginning. You might want to do say 10 and then 8 and then 6. It's up to you, or just start with 8 on each side. but you will find your thighs feeling it quite quickly. So we'll go into a wider stance, and we're just going to have one heel up, and we're pulsing again. So I'll go for 8. That's it. Keeping my body upright more on this one. And again. So I can keep taller. And then I'll do 4, 3, 1, and 4, 3. 1, again, 3. 1, and up, 3. 1, we'll have 1, 2, sinking into it, but I'm trying to keep my body upright a bit more in this stance, and singles. And yes, those thighs are really working. Lift, lift. So I'm keeping this bit still, using my ankles. Endurance on those thighs. 4, 3, 2. Now, balance challenge if you want. Maybe have the wall or the chair. You can lift and lower. Lift and lower. Connect into your bottom, not just your thighs. Up and down. Up and down. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Well done. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. So, you'll be surprised just by trying to work your ankles how much your thighs can get involved. So that's just a little bit of a barefoot workout, just to have a go. Do build very gradually because you don't want to strain your ankles. A lot of people do have weak ankles through injury or just not very good walking patterns. So just take your time, okay? See you later.